Let me put on that one for now. We're about to get started. Today is pretty much going to be entirely a ZZZ day. So, also, I tuned into my stream as I do sometimes last time afterwards to like hear back what goes on. I think this is a pretty good mic position. We can definitely use some adjustments, but I think we have a pretty good one right now. Right? I don't have to talk too loud. Most of my words are audible. Nothing falls off. You may hear a little bit of noise in the background, but I think that's worth. Sounds way less like a mumblebee like mess. I am still a mumblebee mess, but still. Life is strange. It's not the video game type of strange. I think everything's set up, so I'm gonna get started drawing real soon. I'm just gonna put some music in my ears, and that'll be it. Off to the races. Off to the races. I'll probably eat somewhere in between the stream, and then let's see where I get. Yeah, maybe it's not clean enough. I ain't done being dirty today. Oh no. Pause. Let me mute all this. Okay. Hopefully that my headphones just connected to the system and that wasn't intended to happen. Hopefully it didn't mess with any of the audio that was coming through for you guys. But I had a feeling it could, so I wanted to mute anything so it wasn't like a really bad audio section. Just in case. Now I get the music of my choice. I definitely want to go to Spotify for today. I'm just chilling, so I want some random tracks from across my years of listening to music. Though I need to expand on this. This is like at least 3 years of music in recent years that I just don't touch my Spotify and add to the playlist. It's too large already. But since I was a child, I've had this Spotify account like since I was like maybe 13, right? It has a lot of my music. Dude, Spotify's been around for a minute. It was at least till I was like 13, if not definitely when I was like 14 and 15, when I was getting into high school. Yeah, I definitely had this. It's funny, we just get to jump just straight into the drawing. Oh, I was supposed to play this while I was off doing my audio. I gotta pick a song anyways. You can see Alan while I plays. There goes my test settings. Let's see what we got. Ooh. Right. And we'll probably do, maybe we'll do a little bit of Norma, right? Maybe, but realistically, we might not. Oh, we want pre-op actually, since we're doing sexy ladies. what we want to do is not draw this same as shot. She's too large. Yeah, there we go. We don't want to draw this again. My fear is that this one is kind of coming out like it. So, let's continue. Now comes the fun part, designing. I actually don't know what I want to do with this canvas entirely. I really don't. Wish I did, but we might just have to experiment for a while. After the experimentation, the drawing will come together in like an hour, but experimentation might just be an hour itself. It shouldn't be, but I'm not that good of an artist. We at least got a reference for the hand, because the hand I want to be the type of little rich girl hand, right? Because I think this Belle outfit is nice, but it's also kind of like it reminds me of like an elegant preppy school. Perfect for a rich girl gesture, even though Belle doesn't normally come off as a rich girl. We're not worrying too much about the face. I'll get a little bit better with this pen as we go along. Speaking of which, let me see this reference again. How do they do the mouth? Yeah, that's pretty straightforward. That's a nice little dip. Why is it so simple on there? Is it the little hooks at the end? Oh, I guess it is kind of the little hooks at the end. I was like, why does it look so weird? It's also the face. But yes, do not mind how like kerfuffle she looks. This is just for like getting an idea of what's going on in space. Lucky for us, I already have a decent idea of what I want to do with this drawing, but I have to say this pose she's hitting is pretty weak. I really need to take another, hide, not class, but like I need to go back to his videos. Hyde and Kawaii Sensei, right? And they know how to strike a pose. Right, a simple, elegant, it seems like straightforward, but it's rapidly effective. Like, I don't know. They're impressive people. Anyways. You're probably like, who am I talking about? They're literally called High Channel, and then the other one is Kawaii Sensei. They're both on YouTube. If you ever want to give them a check out, give them a check out. The shit that I've learned from them, it gets ridiculous. It's what keeps my art looking like anime. Back in the day, my stuff used to look like kind of anime. Right? Like a pseudo anime, but you can see the Western cartoonish upbringing or artistic flavor within my designs. It's very odd. It was because I was trying to go for a full anime. I just couldn't do it, Which is fine. No biggie. She has a cranium like Megamind. Don't worry about that. Do not worry about the Megamind cranium, okay? One does not mind himself with craniums of Megamind. Here, I'll fix it for you guys. Yeah, she's close to Megamind. It really doesn't matter how much size I give that. Alright, let's do the back shot because this is the one we were gonna worry about a lot. I don't know. She should be side playing for filing here. Right. Ooh. I think my ears are still wet from like my hair wash and shower, so I might get a little bit of electrocutions. Oh no, I think it's just moving. Still feels strange. Oh yeah, rock that. See, this is the thing. Hide would have already been done. Oh, don't even get me started on Duck. Oh man. But I'm glad I have these aspirations. These people who I've taken like ideas from to help improve myself. But I am still so far from their capabilities, it keeps me up at night. Quite literally. I don't think I want to strike the same pose back here. I want to do something new, right? So the first one's supposed to be her teasing, right? Since we don't see any of her spats. Let's be real. This is Hoyoverse. This is easy. This girl's got some shorts under this shit, right? They're probably just too high to see right now. Such a shit. But for the time being, we can tease, y'all. We can tease. And I want her to tease, and then this will be the spat shot. It will be spats, okay. But we still get an ass shot. And that's the plan for today. But we need to strike some poses. I want poses. I want it to look good. And I also want it to not be something that I feel like I've drawn a million times. Which is hard to accomplish these days. The longer you draw, the harder that is to accomplish. Until you start learning how to do things you truly weren't capable of. Perspectives you weren't capable of. I used to be a perspective king. But learning all this new anime stuff kind of stiffened up my vision. Which is fine. Maybe I'll bring back my childhood vision once they start doing more Gang of Seven stuff. Anyways, let's not worry about the skirt. See, y'all got me thinking about other stuff. It's just supposed to be pose. So what's up with this pose? What's the real problem? Here we go. Let's, I'm gonna cut off this arm, y'all. It's getting in the way of drawing the form. Myself and I fight 1,000 times. Oh, sorry. I'm really looking forward to drawing the baleness in this though. But we gotta get this part first. What about our eyebrows? Hell no, that looks sad. Yeah, there we go. Oh brother. Okay, so. We should be teasing more. So I don't know. Maybe. Yeah, I'll clean this up a bit. We need to, let me reposition myself. I'm like way back here and I gotta lean hella far to get to my tablet. It's also probably oddly positioned since I took it down since the last time I drawn, I believe. So give me a second. Let me shift it just ever so slightly. And get in a perfect position for me as I get into a perfect position for it. make drawing comfortable and enjoyable for a long period of time. I think this is good. I think this is good. Alright. So, we suck at poses. Let's continue. Dun, 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 dun. Let's play with some of the brushes. We need better performance from our brushes right now. They're not helping the drawing process, that's for sure. Stabilization is a little bit off, leading me to do multi-strokes for things that shouldn't take that long. So we're gonna ease that up. At certain points within your drawing process, if things are like a little too stagnant, you should take note of what is getting in your way, right? Because for me right now, it was my pens, and it still is. They're not quite perfect, but they're getting better, right? And things are cleaning up way faster as a result. Take our airbrush. Because, oh my god, I won't even get into it. But yeah, we're going to use the airbrush to help with just the cube. Normally we use the airbrush for more complex additives, but this pose is important for me. So we're going to send it even further, like a bit more of an arch. And then maybe we'll send this leg coming forward. And then keep this one where it is for the most part. But attach this here. Something like that, maybe. We're still trying to use the same similar shapes, so don't let it get too, too refined. And the reason why we don't want it to be too refined is we don't want to be locked in just yet. So we still want that blocky, structured shape to the character, or at least I do right now. This though I can go. The mouth is interesting. I think I can see something, but I want something more. I don't know what it is. Maybe she should be leaning forward a bit. And if we can lean her forward, her neck will come there, which would then change her face position a little bit, which would then change that. We need to be careful about the head size. So maybe there. I'm coming up with some concepts, I'm thinking. If she's leaning forward, we need to probably change this. And this relationship wouldn't really make sense if she's leaning forward. This round part would be going like this does at the majority. So lean her forward. And yeah, we're just gonna get rid of the face. It wasn't that complex. We didn't put that much work into it anyways. We want to lean. If we want the top of the head, it's gonna be probably like right here. This way we get a decent lean in from her. A lean in effect. We can maybe even get her looking up at us with like conniving eyes while tilting her head down. See how much more fun that is? Like what the heck? The issue though with this is it doesn't really relate that well to the original spine that we set. So maybe I can come up with something. I mean, this is fine, but it's also a little boring. Guys, this is so tough. But it's definitely better than this. I wasn't really feeling this. Struggling, right? This is a struggle bus. Let me turn this off over here so I can focus. I want to focus on this side. But yeah, this is why I'm like, if we don't put it into the right position before we start like detailing out all the bell elements, what happens if I wanted to like reposition the face forward? I got to redraw all of bell. Fuck that. Fuck that noise. We get it right the first time. Or, like fourth, fifth, sixth, however many times it takes before you lock in. You need to treat your phases and your drawing right. And if you do, it pays off. Right? If you're in the sketch phase, and you need to retry a few times to test a few different angles or compositions on the page, do that shit. And sure, you can definitely redraw some stuff later on, but you don't want to redraw complicated shit. So be smart about like things like head placements and their position and angles and like what it's going to be showcasing on the screen. Because shit like that is going to be hard to replace. You may as well end up just drawing a whole new drawing. I'm liking it, but it's still not very organic. We come into a problem right here where it goes boom. Doesn't make no sense. A little bug. My bad. Oh yeah, let me go to this is muted, right? Yeah. Just making sure. We will get this bell, I swear. Is it? I don't plan to fail. Okay. Had to fix that real quick. So the nice thing about this stuff is you can add a little V and it'll help you see some forms and really come up with some issues to fix. And our brushes are still not our best friends, so we'll play a little bit more with them. What could I be seeing as an issue? Lean, bell, lean. And boom, 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 boom. Yeah, okay, I'll do it. We're gonna take this and we're just gonna move these. We're gonna move them like puppets. It's the only way I can think about actually, truly adjusting it. Point, point, point. more organic. Yeah, we're getting there. It's not a cool S curve, which is what I really wanted for this like drawing, but it is a nice C curve. And what I mean by C curve, obviously right there. That's C curve. But you can do some fun stuff with spines. I think old girl over here is rocking an S curve. You know, well, if you're just using her spine, it's like that. But realistically, hers is like this. And it doesn't curve back in, but you see, it has like a nice ass. You can get the idea. I just end up curving back in because that's the booty. Still, that's why I'm saying I need to go check out Hyde and Kawaii. Those are the guys who are really good at adding that spine that gives some very organic feel to forms and shit. They can do it without even drawing the spine. But regardless, I think we finally have a decent enough, unique enough vibe. I'll put the face in a little bit. We're gonna draw a hand in a second. Let's get these legs in here. We gotta figure out what this other arm is doing. That's the real question. Alright, let's help ourselves by actually fixing this brush. What we got? I do like that. We should be happy. Let's try this. Things feel too faint. I'm trying to keep the shape simple like he does. Now this is a duck scale. So I could do that. We can do that. But then we lose. We honestly lose the pinch. Does that make sense though? It's it. It's over. You should still have. By the way, I'm not seeing what you guys are saying. Yeah, I'm probably saying this. Right? I'm just erasing all the other lines in my head when I'm looking at this. It ain't that cool. Didn't we have something that was pretty good before we got the top? I guess I gotta come up with something new for this angle because it probably just hits different. So we can't do leg here. Is that what I'm saying? Yeah, because we end up moving that there, and then where's this going? What is it doing, you know? It doesn't really make any sense. I thought I was going to make it straight, but at this angle, it's just not that good. Or maybe we can impression that it's coming forward, while this one feels like it's going backwards by doing that. It's a little bit of a hip swing, but it ain't anything too crazy. If we play with some of the shapes, maybe we could have something here. Obviously the V here. Trying to see what the lines make. But yeah, this darkness is way too dark. It's tough. Something's up. I guess we have too much range. But that doesn't make much sense to me. But I'll decrease the range. Ooh. Why does everything keep running out of battery? Shoot. Anyway, Yeah, my phone ran out of battery. My headphones ran out of battery before I started streaming. Now my tool is running out of battery. You should be able to keep it on for a little bit. Unplug this. Wow. Plug this in. Hopefully get some charge. Alright. While I'm liking the top, I am absolutely failing on the bottom. But this is why I'm glad I'm on stream. It keeps me focused, right? I knew this was probably going to be the case. When it comes to bail, I get very particular. If it ain't going to be the hottest shit in the world, I don't want to see it. Me sad. I thought this might come forward if we did not, to make this smaller, to make it look like it's going backwards, but at the end of the day, I do not think it looks that great. Let's just erase the bottom. We'll airbrush it. We won't entirely get rid of our work. It doesn't make sense to entirely get rid of it. We can use it to go to better places. Decrease this. Oh my lord. Alright. So we said come this way, right? This is the skirt. V. Boom. You might be like, oh, ain't that the exact same stuff? It's weird. It almost feels like it, but for some reason, it doesn't look as bad. But anyways, I think we do need to pinch here. Or the anti-pinch. Like the push forward. But we don't want to push that forward. Okay. 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 Does she look like she's leaning forward? Kind of. This part doesn't as much, but that's just a change of spine, to be honest. Honestly, that's because that's the spine and not the forward line. The forward line is like right here. Her spine is like slightly right behind it, but it just misaligned a bit right there. Alright, I think we can put some hands in. If we want to do the legs again, we'll do them again some other time. This is that, that's that, this, that, boom, 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 boom. I think it's at least good enough to get something started. Right? Which is the important part for me. But yeah, I do think there's a lot of issues here though. Alright. Anyways. Let's see. I think it's definitely looking better than it was. See where those legs and like, oh hell yeah. I don't know what we were doing over here. But I don't think this is entirely where I wanted to go with this. It just ended up where we could go with it for now. That makes some sense. But I want to do some S curves. I'm gonna have to steal somebody's pose. I'm gonna have to. I don't have a choice. I'm running into an issue where I am either drawing the same poses or I am drawing the same arc, right? Like I'm always using the C curve to do something slightly different, like here. Just a C curve, nothing too crazy. Another pretty simple C curve, nothing too crazy. They're like all doing, like, spines can be so much fun, and I just don't know how to use them. You know? We'll get there. Alright, let's add the hand back in. Reposition it. We might have to rechange it in space since it's a lot more 3D now. Yeah. But maybe this can at least be helpful. Let's position it in space. And then once it's done, we'll do a makeshift positioning for the face, and then we'll get started drawing down. How long does that take? 36 minutes? It's not too bad. We're still going to be in it for another like 10 or 12. So yeah, it was almost like an hour to figure out one pose. The other pose, I think, will come a little bit more naturally. I hope you're charging. I hope you're charging. I don't think it's charging. Without my little tool, it's really hard to draw. So I need to at least bring my charger way over here as I plug in a new cord. And yeah, now it's kicked into, oh, sorry guys. Now it's kicked into gear. Alright, so in space, her hand could be here. Hey, you're in the way. It could be here. Do I want to see the under? I kind of do. I want to see the under palm of the hand, so I want it to still be like this. With this, I still want this. While it's coming forward in space, it needs to be way bigger than this. Alright, this 3D is hard. Cause this is the top. This is the top of the hands. And then you just kind of come backwards and you formulate the hand back here. And that's a little bit of 3D space. Look at this. But something's up. Liquify will help us move this down. We're going to change some things about this. What the fuck is that? Oh, this is part of me? Or part of this drawing? Let's see. But by me, I meant the layer I was on. Sometimes I say that when I'm on animation. I'm like, when there's a drawing that isn't me, it's the drawing underneath. So when I'm on that, no, this is me. I thought that was the other drawing. Well, I gotta put my phone back on the charger. Alright, so an issue here is the box, right? So we're gonna come up with a box. And then bam, that's it. I think this is all we need. And it's probably just scale now and rotation. Yeah. We don't want it too big. I'm gonna add little lines because I don't want to get too crazy breaking what I can see. I don't like that part. I want more 3D in this. Look at that. Alright, let's see what we can build. I don't know, that needs to be bigger so that this can be even crazier, right? But then thin it because it's a female. It's Belle after all. Still not quite right, but we can probably liquefy it to help us out because we broke it here while drawing. Sometimes I just break things while drawing and then I get stuck in that position. If I do, I'm gonna end up being drawing it wrong for a while. Like that form there. How I accidentally drew it with like a weird pinpoint here. And the pinpoint is clearly somewhere down here. So sometimes you just gotta fix those small mistakes as quickly as possible. Otherwise, we'll get nowhere. Alright, I think that's decent. I can work with that to draw a hand. Though I don't think it hits just right. I actually think her arm should be coming from here. We'll put a line and a subject here for potential. Just for potential. Alright. We'll do something with that. Now this, we have no clue what this should even do. First we should figure out the hand. We could send it in the back. Oh wait, never mind. We know exactly what it should be doing. It's supposed to be pulling the skirt up. It's supposed to be here. Skirt. So we'll send it just slightly backwards. Just slightly. And then slightly forward down. And then we'll start lifting up the skirt. Oh yeah. I can definitely use that. It's not the exact pose that I wanted to hit, or at least that I envisioned when I was envisioning, but it's pretty close. I think the only thing that's really off is this center section. Sorry, wrong thing. Center section. And then maybe her shoulders. Due to perspective. I'm trying to get more perspective into the design, and that's about it. It shouldn't take too much. And we'll take a look and see if it was actually worth it. Just go back. I think it's her head. I think it's her head that's not hitting the perspective enough. Just a little bit. I'm gonna expand the cranium. to make it look like it's tilting down, pushing forward a little bit harder. Alright. I actually think we could probably tilt it, and then we're done. Yeah, I think it probably was tilted a bit too much. Because I really want that push forward look. I see. The spot is in the wrong spot for a tilt forward, push forward. It needs to be like there. Fair enough. And then I can wrap around here. Alright guys, I think we can, let's add in that makeshift face. Really angle her face down. It's not angled down very much here. I want something more like this. That's why I said her bottom chin isn't really hitting that angle just right, but you know what it is? Her head might just be a little too like up there. It might have to be top to really like give this tuck down. What it essentially is, it's tucked down like this, positioned up in the space, you know, like up here. Kind of. Alright, anyways. Yeah, tuck into her shoulders a bit, right? Yeah, that's teasing. Now that is teasing. How do we hit this makeshift face? This is going to determine the rest of it. We need to hit this face pretty well. It can't be as goofy as the last time. Alright, give me a second. Let me get me a drink. Yeah, I think I'm out. I did want to... Oh. I'm fine. That. It's been a while since I've tried strawberry kiwi. Alright, back at it. What were we doing? Eyes. Do I want to draw this on a separate layer? I think I do. But we're going to turn everything up. Except for you. Not you. Not you, okay. Okay, let's put a makeshift face in here. So I'm thinking something like this. Yeah, I can definitely make that. The eyebrows is where you lose me. I don't know what to do. I don't know how to make it smug. I guess it's reasonable. Which is pretty much enough. But I don't like the eyebrows, right? I just don't like the eyebrows. I don't like the position. I don't love what they do. I'm gonna end up just fucking repeat drawing lines for a while. Not for a while, but I hate it when I can't figure out what I want to do. I'll look at a reference when I'm off stream for figuring out the smoke face, and I might just change it when I come back. You know what? That is correct. I could do that. So for now, we're gonna do straight, and maybe like a little hook up top. That doesn't make much sense. So straight, then a hook down, or maybe a down hook with a straight down. Oh yeah, that's not half bad. But it just doesn't hit the right emote. It has to be something with intersecting. Yeah, it's like right there. It has to be. It has to be backwards intersection. Like this. Angle's a little off. Let's play with that. Now watch them roll away again. Yeah, I think that's okay. This eye is a little off, but that's alright. Sitting on the dock of the bay, wasting time. Yeah. Let's draw some bells, shall we? Alright. Group these babies together. We'll just worry about the front one. Do we want to just... Now mind you, please allow me to fail, because I don't know how long I will. So we have Belle. What's Belle's hair like? She's got spiky stuff and then it curls back in. That's about it. Pretty straightforward. Coming from the top. Yup. Her top is like right here though. You gotta keep in mind. See, but Hood would jump to a phase like this instantly. In fact, he would jump beyond this. Hood would jump to like the phase like after this. And that's the part where he would start. That's the difference between me and an actual like, crazy artist. Well, I guess I can say that's the difference for now. Still a lot closer to other artists and better than some. But I'm surprised. What's my density at? I mean, that makes a lot of sense. We're gonna need darker lines than this if we really want to put in some work. What's the range at? I don't even know if I want more or less range right now. It just feels a little weird. Maybe less. If I had more range, or less range actually. Sorry, I'm messing around with my brush. Yeah, maybe that's the best call. And now I get to like at least see the forms that we're making a little bit more beyond the underneath drawing. Obviously this finger's too far or too long, but we'll figure it out. That part we're not too worried about. Luckily Belle's ears seem to get covered by her hair, so we really don't need to worry too much about that, right? Maybe we might catch a little bit underneath if there is room due to hair placements. Stuff like that right there. Alright, just a little bit underneath due to hair placements for the proxies, depending. So we might want to fit some ear in here. Now we're not gonna mimic the hair exactly. In fact, we want to make it a lot more like partitioned so we can do a little bit more hair rendering. But we'll keep the same shape. And this part is pretty consistent. She has like a big X bang. So she should stop here, that's the that. And then this will probably come in there. But we won't probably see that. I forgot she had a hat. Shit. My bad. Guys, this hat is gonna be a doozy. Guys. Oh man. Let me log on. My brush isn't working. Oh, there we go. My tool wasn't working. Yeah, it's a little laggy. It's probably because it's way down there. Alright, there we go. Yeah. We're gonna need less on this. I'm gonna need to see you way less. Oh, I don't need that. But let's put this here. And then make the hash shape from there to there. Get rid of all of this. Yeah, I definitely want these should be meeting down here. If she's tilting her head down, the bang line starts to go down too. And pull forward from the center primarily. It's gonna be some work. I want to see the top of the hat there. And if that's the top of the hat, oh, it's gonna be some work. I gave myself quite the task. We'll get this done though. But we might only get the line art done today, depending. So we need to fit all of our hair inside of this. This is ill positioned then. Y'all. Yeah, I feel that. I was in a very relaxed position. Not in my upright position. But clearly things are getting tough. So I should sit my butt up. Just have to break my spine to do it. Man, I'm so old. So she only really has hair trinkets, right? This shit is tough because her fucking the bill of the hat sits here, like on the edge of her head. It doesn't even make it to the back row. There's no chance I would see it if she was leaning forward. However, I think the angle and the like warp of the hat is incorrect. Let's see if we can play. Ugh. I'm running out of battery on everything, like I said. Glad I took a look at my phone. Freaking tool. Give me a second. Oh, let's put Norm up. We're getting more into the ZZZ vibes. I don't really need to sexy pose it anymore. I guess I could just... Yeah. The classic. I won't be able to get the explosion. It takes up too much space to pull off, so back to the work. So I clearly positioned this hat here properly on our head. It would be like this. Let's try and build out the volume in the room that's required for this angle. Don't need to be exactly perfect, but we need to be way better than where we were. Let me airbrush it. I hate that I have to do this, but I don't really have a choice. I need an idea. Okay, let's position the top part again. It's supposed to be wrapping around her head. Keep in mind she has hair. Don't want to get too crazy. Yeah, it's warped. It's somewhat warped. It's not too warped. Or maybe the other one was warped and now this looks anti-warped. Either way. Yeah, I'm not doing too great with this shot because a decent amount of her back hair should be behind that and it should go right around here. Yeah, but I'm getting there. It should be impressing. Yeah, I think I make it long. You know, if I did that, that's too long. Maybe halfway. Okay, that makes a little bit of sense. I think I see what I'm like. For some reason, I feel like oh, that's why. I see it. Okay. So that's the complication that's mentally coming in, and I don't know how to solve because her forehead is like here doing this line. Fuck this hat. And because it doesn't sit on her forehead line, it's just like back here. It's so weird to draw from a topic. Oh, Bill, you. No, I'm just playing. But I'm sure a better artist would accomplish it, so I'm going to eventually. But we'll call the hat here for now, and we'll come back and fix this problem when we have a bit more references or something to help with this angle for whatever kind of hat this is. I don't know what would have that reference, but we can try. Brother, I'm leaving tonight. I didn't think about it. Alright. So, is this enough information so that I can understand what's underneath? Well, I'll tell you right now. This is confusing me. Sent from heaven. We just gotta. I think it's that. No, it's not time to merge them, but it's almost time. I'm gonna get rid of this. Yeah, I think that's I at least put a couple of lines in there that I feel like I need for certain actions, even though I can't really understand what what she's doing with that. But we'll leave it at that. It's time to get in this face and then start putting in the shoulders, arms, and we can actually start drawing Belle. Ooh. I was wondering why those lines look so dark. Also, my brush still hasn't been like put into a good spot. Don't know why. More range doesn't work out. Less range doesn't work out. What settings should I truly have? It's hard to figure out. Right. But let's get back to that. We can merge them. They don't need to be separated. It's no real point. Let's start drawing. Once we get the head in here, and the freaking let's go take this down to like almost 5 low key. Let's get that perspective in there. So we're gonna get a down curve from this. Yeah. This is why we were keeping the hairlines faint, so that we can really play with the shape of the face back there without it getting like too messy. But it was supposed to relate to the hat. Hopefully it does a good enough job. The hat actually feels off her head, doesn't it? I'm gonna try not to go way back up there. I'm just trying to get this area. We'll add in bell spikes later. Perspective is a little... I can get rid of these to draw the face. I don't really need those. I'll put them on a different layer next time. Actually, I could just put the eyes on a different... Oh no. Okay. I put a line there. That's what caused me to come down here. La 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 la. We can just draw the eyes on a different layer. It'd be way easier to play then. Now we can get kind of dark without having to worry about erasing everything. I'm gonna start taking notes about really good pen values. Had I done it before, I wouldn't be in this situation where I had to find the perfect numbers. Let's play with these reveals. So her hair is going to be coming down here, and like down here. This is way too high. Oh no, we're drawing. We're drawing on the eye. We're drawing on the eyes. That's like I don't care, guys. We're gonna merge them. Having 2 layers is starting to become... I don't care. We'll figure it out. if her eyes end up too much behind her. This gives me full control over everything that I see, which is way better than not having that. Yeah, I see the issue. I just don't. It's this hat 100%. I just don't know what to do about it, man. I really fucking don't. It needs to be wider, though. That I can see. As dumb as it sounds, it needs to be wider and lower. I guess I'll keep playing with the shape and size until it looks right. So that it sits more on her head, you know. But we don't want to cover too much because we want to reveal some of this. See what I'm talking about? It's like a mental issue. Bam, right there. It did come down a bit. But we're gonna try and create. Let's create some round theories. Because this is the same spike as this. Look at that spike. It's a pretty understandable spike, right? And it's this right here, but I don't have the room to do all this. At least I don't feel like I have the room. Maybe this is one of the limitations of my drawing. Right? Hold on. Wait a minute. Wait a minute. Wait a minute. All right, I think I see something. We'll draw our hands later. Y'all know how it goes. Them hands are in the way. And we only put them in just for shape and like simple stuff. We still have some of the lines that'll tell me where it goes. Her face is more important. If I was sectioning things, I wouldn't have to worry about this, but I also wouldn't be able to draw as freely. You gotta pick your decisions, and this really needs some freehanding. So we almost connect right here, and then there. That's the bell hair, and it's kind of round, and then this stuff rounds from the outside in. Is that what I say? The brush is getting better, but it's not quite there. Let's see if we can adjust it a little bit more. We need a little bit more darkness from it. The range has been a bitch. I've tried less range and I've tried more, but I think we should just go to 50, sit there, and we'll just see what happens. Yeah, that's feeling pretty good. Miss me down. just gonna take our time, start cleaning up some of this bell. Obviously, other people are a lot better at me at reaching a really good looking character. But we get there eventually, I promise. Is it too long? Ah, it is. It blooms too much. Maybe it blooms too much. It feels like it blooms too much for just a second. Let's see. Alright. Good enough. And this sketch phase, it doesn't need to look too perfect. We gotta do those strokes on Belle. I think it does look better like this than blooming like this. Blooming like this makes it look like it sits on the head where, even this sits on the head where, because of this line. But this was just for like reference, to be honest. It's not supposed to be that dramatic, but it still applies. I'm starting to see it. It's connected to the body. She has some shoulder width, so we placed her arm way too, or her upper frame way too less Dorito than it should be. And this should be in there. Yeah, it definitely is down here. The issue, right? A lot of the head position is like this, but for some reason I don't see this. Let's see what's off about it. Yeah, that slant is definitely one of the biggest problems. It shouldn't be too much of a fix, but it might take a little time. Yeah, I think before we fix any perspective thing, we need to fix that slant. I thought the drawing was looking kind of okay in line theory, but something was off. Yeah, it's super slanted to the side. I do that sometimes. Okay. Before you know it, though, it'll start looking pretty good. I know we're almost there. Trying to deslant it, it's going to take a minute. We need bigger moves. Alright, there we go. Now they're moving at a decent rate. Chill. It takes a little while to shift things into position, but when we go backwards, you'll see what I'm talking about. We'll also draw some fixes as we shift. Yeah, it's the cranium that we're trying to fix in the angle. And we're getting somewhere. But we're not quite there yet. My tool went out again. Damn. Give me a second. There we go. All right. Yeah, I think it's definitely almost there. Trying to see what aspect is really an issue. And from my looks, it looks like it's just this. Yeah. Hey, thought I was supposed to go in, not down. Why would down work? Down wouldn't make sense, no. I had to come in. There we go. That's what I was saying, that was majorly off. And the reason why I'm not trying to see it from the angle that we were just seeing it before, drawings typically shouldn't look absolutely dark, but you get the point, and you rotate them. So it's a good way to see different things. And trust me, I know that it doesn't look perfectly like Bell. It doesn't need to. I'm trying to get head shape, angle, feel, vibe, emotion. Get rid of that nose. Alright, yeah, we definitely need this hand gone. I just need the room. As much as I don't want to, I need the room. We need to get rid of the hand. I could probably just cut it off for now, though. We don't have to be entirely destructive. Because keeping the information will be useful. But we need room. You gotta do what you gotta do. We definitely don't need a hair strand here, because a lot of Bell's hair starts like this. Alright. Then with these, we'll figure it out. now the face. And now we can start trying to actually make her look like Belle a bit. The angle's not perfect, but it's way better than it was. Look how far off she was shift. That's how far off she was shift. She's like all the way to the like right left side. You get what I'm saying? We at least moved her somewhat into like a more balanced position to start from. It won't be perfect, but it'll be better than what we had before, which was not really in rooms for this. Oh, what is this, by the way? Yeah, I don't need that anymore. So this one comes like this. I wonder what's up with that. See this, I'm gonna eventually get here one day where I could just jump to a step like this and we don't have to do that whole hour and a half confarfle of figuring out position and then readjusting positioning of the placements of my body structure and parts and all that. One day I just won't have to do all that shit. So this is supposed to be angled. And if it's angled, the best thing to do would be to give some layers to the hair. So 1, 2, 3. And the back starts spiking up. Now that we're getting into the fun part, I might go give me a snack, get me a drink, and then just relax while we draw this Belle face. And we can shift it, make it weird, do things. I'm thinking one of the biggest things that we're gonna end up doing is pinching it. But look at that. Doesn't that look far better than the cubes we were working with? Where are they? They get somewhere eventually. Obviously, we have still a lot of work to do. I do think that's what I did. Alright? Because I feel like I've been drawing in like a weird perspective. And this could be helpful, and then just, it looks like it just needs to be squeezed up. But we don't want to shrink Belle's face. Taking a look at some things. I don't know why. This just doesn't feel like it's blooming correctly. Testing some brush attributes. Trying to get some of these curves around her form, right? Where's this? Yeah, I was like, that doesn't seem right for the I think that's enough. The real issue is this. Right. We'll deal with that when the time comes. But I definitely want to see the underpass. It's probably just not long enough. That's what it's probably. Maybe every 6. That seems odd, but maybe it does work. The brush is finally starting to do what I'm asking it to do. But it's still not fair. 46 was good, and then we went to 49, 50. 50 is 4. So 54, 40, and 58. 96 or 90. I guess it would be 96 eventually. But 92 first. Okay. I can work with that. What about the other brushes? That doesn't make sense. Yeah, I'll figure it out later. Oh, that's why. Okay. What about this? We'll put it at 24. Right? Because we said 56, right? No, we said 46. 46 to 50. Oh shit, these numbers are off. Yeah, because we went down to 50 from 40. Okay, so that's plus 4. So every other. Okay, that's easy to follow. It sounds like I'm just saying random things. Sorry, this is how I act when I'm on, like, or when I'm drawing alone. Sometimes I'm just like yapping to help guide myself through issues or troubles that I'm having with the piece. But to be honest, yeah, I think that will help. But to be honest, it helps a lot when I talk myself through things. If I'm experiencing trouble, talk myself through. Okay, so what's going on? What's going on with the image? What's off? I can feel something off. I haven't really put it into words yet. That kind of stuff. But I'm thinking it's looking, it's actually getting there. We're definitely going to try and get in a little bit of the ears right there. Not quite. If I wanted to make cheeks, they are kind of here. I can see the cheeks. I can't really stroke them out very well. Let me go down 4. Yeah, that's working. It's probably the angle I'm at, causing me to like really not be able to stroke from the angle I would like to make these. But it's alright. These are just makeshifts. Everything's always makeshift until it looks good enough for me brain. Most of the time that takes a little bit more time than I like. That's why I said we're gonna have to be patient, people, at the start of the stream. I know myself very well. I know how long some pieces take. However, it should be under this hat. This is my biggest issue, right? Maybe I'm extending the hair too far, but I don't feel like I was. It doesn't really make sense to say I was, right? But maybe I was. Man, I'm telling you, it's this bill. It has to be this bill. It's throwing off this angle, this wrap, this feel. But we are getting to a closer. Alright. Enough of the dilly-dally. Better to move along. So, what big changes can we make? We've been in that sketch phase for a nice little minute. What big changes can we make? We can fix some of the eyes out. The only reason the eyes look as makeshift that they do in comparison to other things coming up right now is because still kind of getting the hair shape and like angle in order. But I think the hair shape and angle is in order, you know, now. If the hat's set on her head properly. The hat is like my biggest op. Maybe there's points on the inside that are truly making it incorrect. But yeah, the hat is still my biggest op. But it's fine. It's starting to become acceptable to where I can just read what's going on underneath without like worrying about my mental and what I don't see properly up here. But let me go get that snack. I doubt it'll reinvigorate my mind, but it'll make me happy. Yeah, we gotta let it go. This stuff is taking energy. Yeah, this feels incorrect. Now we're curving with the face. We gotta curve with the face. Now the only thing off. Would that make sense? No, it would be on 42. She's unhinged, people. She's unhinged. Kidding. But this is definitely 100% unhinged weirdo post. By the way, if you don't know Belle, known as the unhinged weirdo in the community. Not because of anything actually in lore. It's because of all of the fan shit. She's an unhinged weirdo. Alright. I'm happy. How shall we proceed? I've been avoiding adding in the additions, but I think it's the eyes. I think we get some banger eyes in here, which we'll just draw on top, and then we'll erase the ones underneath, and then that'll guide us going forward. What if I did this? Might help my mind a little bit. It might help my mind a little bit. Disconnect that line, disconnect this. This looks like it's part of the hairline. Cleaning up all the things before we come in here and detail out the eyes. The eye should hopefully just sell the drawing, but it won't if I have to clean up these things afterwards. Boom. I think that's enough bell shape. Let's get some eyes. I wish I could just draw that instantly. One day. I'll let it go. But can you believe it? It's taken me forever just to like get to a point where I can draw the character comfortably. Damn near 2 hours. Damn near. So what's Belle's eyes like? She has about 2 partitions here at the corner. Bam, into her hook. And then her lash typically comes down here. Due to the nature of her emotion, we're going to give it a little curve upward. And we'll get rid of this. We'll follow suit of the reference for now. And they have, let me see these proxy shapes. I'll probably just get a more Belle-oriented piece with more detail, but it looks like, boom, that's the back. And if that's the back, this one rolls around with a peak at top. So bam, 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 bam. Rolls around with a peak at top. But since we're making this unique emote, we just do that and then give it a little undercurve. Like it has here. Now that up top one doesn't make any sense. We gotta get rid of that. Should be thinning and getting as thick as possible towards the back. Right? The fronts are very thin. And the backs are very thick for these characters. People do thickness very differently across media in all different ways. But this one seems very thin towards the front, gets way thicker towards the back, notably. By the way, those are my strokes, but you get the idea. As thinness and the thickest part is at the back, towards the spike. Easy enough to follow. Our brush isn't doing a great job, but that's okay. I did say it was doing better, but the better it was doing was apparently not exactly what I thought. Let me go up in this direction, down in this direction. Let's try that. We'll avoid everything, but she does have backlines. Living in everyday combat. It's too forward. It needs to push back. Just the eye, though. Yeah. Is that just the eye? Not the curve, the lid. Nice. like we said, this should be the thickest part. So that's messing up back here. There we go. 3 sections. 1, 2. And then the thinnest at the top. Yeah, maybe the other way. So I'm darkening these corners because they just tend to help out in the line weight, right? Because it's missing a lot of line weight. So I'm just manually like fudging it in there a little bit. You know what I say? Real artists would have just drawn it from the get-go. Wouldn't have to smudge it in there, or fudge it in there, you know. Belle's chin, yeah. She has a little bit of more chin. But we'll get to that when the time comes. I can see it. Oh. So anyway. I like this. I need the stabilization on this. Yeah, when it comes to eyebrows, this is hard. Give me the 100. Because I wanted to go slow here and then thin, get thicker, and then it comes back. Alright, this is way harder than I thought. Thick, and then thin. Thick, and then thin. Thick, and then thin. Alright, good enough, I think. Yeah. I'm just gonna mimic it. You can bite me. She's mostly forward facing anyway. But now it does explain some things. The positionings aren't that great. Don't want to pull too far. Oh, I see the issue. She's looking forward, but she's supposed to be looking up because looking forward doesn't look at us. Ooh. Like looking forward does look at us, but doesn't look like directly at us. Looking up looks directly at us. All right, so we gotta send it there. reshaping it a bit to see if we can't get that look. Alright, where she's looking up at us. So should she be more smug? Should she be like... Is that what I'm saying? And I see that. Yeah, I like the smugger look. Scale. Do really got to be careful. Don't want to make these things too off. Now their scales are about the same. Because before their scales were a little bit off. Actually, let me try once more. Workable. I think number one, that's what I should. Alright. Enough of that. Let's see if we can't pinch her face a little bit. Yeah, there we go. I was like, it looks pretty good, but it's like in that pinch, you know, that pinch. That pinch. They're a little misshaped from each other, but we can correct that over time. That's a lot better in terms of mentality. Angle's not perfect, but it's good. It's way better than what we were rocking. None of this just feels like the emotion I'm trying to get, which is the teasy emotion. This is a lot more teasing, where she's like teasing him, and she knows he's gonna make it. It's gonna make him like feel uncomfortable and shit. Perfect, you know, perfect. Now I am seeing my drawing from an angle, so that explains why I'm drawing like at an angle. Let me move myself. Ooh, if I move myself, I get like misaligned with the camera. Okay, let me move myself again. Sorry about that. And let's move the structure to straighten it out. I think this should be better. Sorry, I'm like, the mic is right next to my station. Okay, let's see how this feels for a little. I could definitely see the offness a little bit more. Want to mess with this? Because we can pull this up and then we can literally just boom, boom, boom. If we wanted to add the eyes to the old piece, I'm curious whether I want to go this route. Yeah, this eraser is too aggressive. Drop it by 2. Creating some new values. So it would be 22 at best. Is it the chin? The issue with the chin is that I would probably have to move the mouth down if we elongated the chin. Right. But I do think her face is getting a little squished. So let's see. We might end up having to change the position of the head based on like angles that we created. Oh, and it should be a lot more round down here than I'm giving it credit for. There's a lot of straight lines at the very bottom. They should be a bit more round. Yep, and then they should be round up to double rounds. Listen here, eraser. You will do what I say. I'm like, I kept missing the line. Oh, my stuff is going out, man. Look at that. Alright, so I don't know what that's about, but oh, it's probably just my Bluetooth device being like funky. Yeah, there it is. I was like, man, we are not performing correct. It's because my Bluetooth device was going out, but not because of battery. Or maybe because of battery. It's still buggy. But every time I do this, it comes back online. The fuck is that, man? There's no way it's battery. It has to just be old. Which is a surprise. So this one I want to skew. Cause I'm Ray Charles. Oh, wrong thing. Perspectives, girl. Alright, it's snack time. We're in bell drawing phase. It's a shame. We're gonna wait until we actually see her body there before we add anything too crazy. She looks kind of like she's rocking a Joker smile. Cut off some of those edges. I want to see something. Maybe this is what's throwing me off. Are we sure our mouth doesn't get too long? Now there's some aspects that just don't look like Belle, but that's okay. We'll try and fix those as time goes on. I think it's definitely primarily in her cheeks. And then her eyes. These extra long lashes are kind of like huge, you know. But it's fine. Other than that, though, I think everything's pretty fine. The hair's fine. I'm going to be detailing out this stuff when we get down here. I don't know what's up with this. That feels too tall. This one feels too short. We might be able to start drawing the hand in, and then at least we'll have like some amount of like... Oh my god, I have a reference for the smug face. It's alright, we'll see in a second. I forgot it's on the hand drawing. The same one with the hand reference should have a good face for the emotion to go along with the hand. Man, I ain't messing with my hair. Have I ever messed with my hair this string? Sometimes I don't even notice. But like, there's already small pieces coming out. And it's whatever. How much time have we spent? Unfortunately, today wasn't like the most productive drawing day. But I also simultaneously knew it wasn't going to be. So you don't have to forgive me, people. I never said I was a fast artist. In fact, I've always claimed the opposite. But we'll leave that there for Belle. While I go take a break. Pen, don't give up on me. Don't give up on me, Pen. I know I said I was gonna go take a break, but that doesn't mean you have to give up on me. So much of this looks good, but something's missing. I mean, besides the nose, obviously. Yeah, my stuff went out of battery. Ah, but that got all the way up to 84. So we don't have to worry about my phone anymore. An hour and whatever time. Dude, I can't believe we spent 2 hours on absolutely nothing. Like I said, normally I'm pretty fast with it. But my brushes have been an issue, and so have my tools today. My tools have been a motherfucking issue. Alright. The brushes are more of a thing that I don't take notes on the best brush position when I'm there. Oh my god, are you kidding me? There ain't no way I'm doing this stuff without test settings. That ain't about to be happening. Don't even play with me. No test settings, my boy. No. Oh my god, you see what I mean? This is what I mean. This right here, I don't know how often or how long I've been doing like fucking troubleshooting, but it's been a long amount of time on this stream. Like, sure, we got quite a bit of drawing done, but my pen keeps going out. I hate complaining, PS. But my pen keeps going out. Now my test settings went out. It fucking takes 10 years just to get them back. Like, oh my god. I really wish life was simpler. And my tools just worked, you know? And you didn't have to go like that. We might have to. Yeah. Or her eyes are too high? I doubt it. But that's what my eye's telling me. Maybe it has a point. Maybe the reason she doesn't look like Belle is because she looks overly mature. Because we've elongated her face. But if we shrink it too much, we're going to run into some problems. But this is probably closer. Yeah, nice little stop point. We're coming along. It shouldn't have taken the 2 hours. Don't look at me and be like, God damn it, Jay. You fucking suck. I know. Okay. Chill. I'll be back. Oh. But we're gonna gun it when we get back. Watch. We're gonna get a body in there. This shit gonna start looking like it's 10 times better than what it looks like. Half of it is the vision. But we'll play with a little. I mean, remember where we came from, guys. Okay, let me be real. We didn't get very far still. We'll get there. Enough dilly-dally. I want to see Ellen. I'm looking at Ellen. Ellen's more done. Shit, man. I think I see it. It's the width. That's what it is. But we drew a high width before. Shit. Hold on. I swear I'm leaving. I swear it's Let's bloom the face a little bit. Oh, guy, I said bloom. Yeah, it's missing some of the roundness from inside of the face. Not that much roundness, but maybe like that much. There you go. That's probably closer to the shapes of ZZZ characters than I was at. Oh no, but that bloom is stretching the imperfections from this side. And if we do it all together, it gets a little crazy. I guess I could just move the eye. This right here feels great, except for one eye looks like it's stretching beyond compare into like the ethers. And where are you going, eye? Where do you think you're going? Now her face shape is off. This one's gonna be a toughie. Toughie. But we should be able to get some belliness. Look at that. From this half, it looks really good. That looks like Belle. It's this half that throws me off. So we'll leave her there. We'll come back and we'll do some play to fix up that other half. And then we can work down and start making some actual drawings. Some of the actual drawing. Oh, the reason why we're working so hard on this line art section is because this is going to be a far different piece than my other pieces. It's going to be a lot more finished. So, like I said, I don't want to have to redraw Belle's face later on because we didn't draw it right before. And as you can see, if we just went with what we started with, probably would have never been here. If we went with what we started with, she would have had a head tilt and she would have been not moving forward in space. We went somewhere. We just took 2 hours, which is way too long. My goodies over here, didn't I? Definitely did. There are my goodies. Here's my goodies. Oh, and my phone. Let me get that. Let me get that right there. Alright, let's lock in for another hour or two. Let's see what we get done. My face has been beating me up. I must have laid on something bad last night. But my pimples have been crazy today. You guys can probably see them all too. Alright. Let's fix that eye. Shape shifter. Forgot that's on the higher layer. Okay, this number. Yeah. Oh, how that's yeah. Looks a little bit more like Belle. I think we can move on to the outfit at hand. Alright, where's the hand? Oh yeah, say yeah, say. Now we need a mainline folder. And this. Oh, okay. I see it. Do we not need this then? Not really. I'm down for a few. Maybe 4 or 3. Yeah. And bring this down to 5 where it belongs. Alright. I need my reference. Do nothing for me, do nothing for me. Flip it up, give it up. I'ma rip it up while you rip it up. Wow, that's small. They made her pinky super small. I'm going off the reference right now. We might change the shape if we need to. Technically, it just goes boom. Right? She does that, and then boom. Apparently. We'll just mimic it. We'll follow it based off our thing here. Which means it comes up here. Boom. And this comes further out. We'll mess with this later. And then we'll just add in what we're missing, which is this. And there's a clear cube. Then some. Why does it, wait, where does it belong? Only at the tip. One of us survive. Want to be alive. We'll have to mess with this a little bit, but based off the reference, this is a good start. I think if we were to adjust anything, it comes like this, and this doesn't actually curve out until the very bottom. And this actually comes into the that's how they shape it. We might have to change some things though. Clearly they don't attach this. They just shape it like that. Ooh, I'm sorry. Yeah, first time I hit the mic, but still. Oh, my hair. Or my head. My hood. It's like half off. Honestly, I might take my hood off for a second, but I hope my hair didn't mess up. Oh, the fingers are too short, by the way. Way too short. How do we do this? Apparently, if I'm not crazy, this is where I'm apparently going wrong compared to the reference. All this information is like way down here. And with more of an angle to it than I'm giving to it. Something like that. And they go inside. Oh. They go inside, outside, inside, outside. Another one the same, and it's like that. That's way closer to what it was doing. And this has like this actually has a pinch. How does it do that? It has an undercurve, overcurve, pinch, into recurve. something like this. And that's about the reference. Everything else is kind of just flavor. In scale, obviously. This part is definitely a little misshaped. But there wasn't really a good cut for that, you know. We can work with that. If nothing less, we can at least use it. If we might want to change like the position a little bit, put the pinky here. And this way we change the perspective a bit. But we'll see if we want that. Let's add back in the face. I want to position this little sucker. For the sake of my clarity, I'm just going to give it a white background so that no lines have to be erased or anything. Not yet, at least. We'll turn off the white background later and just make it a line drawing. Actually, we probably won't even need to, because we'll probably line art over it on another day. White. Group these. Now I'm doing a lot of things that I'm unfamiliar with or I've never done. Hand positions or hand gestures that I've never done. Emotes that I've never done. So a lot of this is like learning, trial, error, that kind of stuff. But yeah, most definitely. The angle's a little off. Because the way this one is shot, it's from a top-down angle, and the other one is from a below angle. You can definitely tell. So we're gonna have to repurpose this for. I like the gesture though. I think we can add it to the drawing though. This way we don't have to worry about the white and shit. Maybe rotate it. Let's see. I think it should be back here, or maybe a little like here. Yeah, I like that. That with a little bit of adjustment will probably be perfect. Right, she looks conniving. That's exactly what I want. I want to see something though. We could make her even more conniving if we really wanted to. But maybe later. I think she's conniving enough. I just thought about it though. That's an idea. Let's add it to the draw. It's good. I could draw around it. Ooh. It's fine. Where's the arm? I thought we had an arm example. Where's the arm? Oh, it's way up there. Oh, snap. That don't work. Now for this new angle. It's like way up here. Let me just say. It's like way up here. What the hell? Oh, there we go. It's like way up here. And I don't know about that. So what's up with this one? We got a finger here. So she went contact with this. This curves in. More curve. More curve to these two. The cloth will probably be taking over that thumb to some degree. And then you got something like that. Alright. That hand was always going to be easier. I've drawn hands like this before. Alright. I think we're good. Now we could just probably get a bell. And we're going to definitely increase her chest size. Not too much, but yeah, we're going to definitely get some stuff here. And then the pinch. Then this is probably where the skirt and then skirt ends. I think we're definitely going to need to change the shoulders ever so slightly. This one's weird. This side, oh, I see the head is like a little ill-positioned in terms of being centered. I think the best thing to do would be to shift the shoulders instead of shifting the whatchamacallit, the head. Because we could shift the head, but something tells me that's not the better call. Shift the shoulder and its related elements. Most definitely. We could put an elbow here. Yeah, let's draw over here. This way we'll balance it out over time. It's getting a little skewed. Shoulder needs to be like way over here. This one is probably the one that's the major off. All right. Yeah, my pen's way too small. I know that, but it's way too small and way too dark. At least for the sketching that I'm trying to perform. Also, we can't deal with the stuff that's behind it, and I'm actually seeing that a lot at 5. I guess I can knock it down to 4. Damn, knock it down to 3. Yeah, that's better. Now I can see it less. So I know exactly what's on this layer. But don't worry, they're not this big. I'm just putting in makeshift bigger boobs. I think we're gonna, maybe we might tone them down, or maybe we might just shape them better. Who knows? Where are those legs again? So this arm getting a little thick. But if we move it too far off, it gets off. So I think we need to skinny it somehow here without losing shoulder shape. Hold on. All right. I'm getting happier with it. Still a lot of work to do, but I think we can now come in here with a better intention brush and strokes and actually get some work done. So where are we going and what are we doing? That's the real question. We'll leave the hat to its own devices for now. $30. Maybe not. 22. Trying to get a good eraser for what we're about to do. And that will be a no. 18. Maybe. Now we're in freedom territory. But now it's a little bit harder too because I have no clue what I want to draw. I have no vision for this. Not for this part specifically. Because I don't know how big I want to make her boobs. That's why I have no vision. And it will change depending. So I guess we'll just feel it out over time. Try a couple different chests. See which one we like. See, I had an idea for this drawing, but just not a full scope, you know? You know what? I want some more curvature. Because realistically, it can come from here. We're gonna figure some things out. And it should go like this, right? Realistically, it should feel like this. And this will help the shoulders expand this way and properly give us the room for this to then go back into the shoulders. Not that we can see this. We actually can't see these things because this stuff will cover it. What's up with our sleeves? Oh no, never mind. They're pretty easy to understand. Yeah, something up here. It's not hidden quite right, but maybe it's her cheek. Don't want it to look too devilish. I think that's better. It seems minor, but we gave her edges a little curves. This way she's not so sharp edge and sharp line. They got like some curves back down here now. That's a good a little something. Let's move this with liquefy though. The tip is a little weird. Maybe like right there. Yeah, that's better. I never let you turn around. I guess we're eventually gonna have to start getting down here and do stuff. Right. I guess this is squeeze. Yeah. Alright, I think these are, I think this line is actually too low. But it's we'll figure it out. Scale of head is definitely getting thrown off a little bit too. Is it too much hat? It's too much hat. Yeah, that's a little bit better. Her hat was kind of humongous. That's at least closer. This art is gonna be a motherfucker. We'll probably get it done in like, it'll probably take today, tomorrow, not tomorrow, but another day. It'll probably take about 4 days. We'll probably shift gears in a bit to wind down before the end of the stream. But I do like it. I honestly do. I can see where I'm gonna eventually take this. You guys don't even have a clue, yeah. But we will get it. I'm definitely gonna practice with my brush off stream a little bit to really help with this stuff. I'm gonna just start breaking things. You know what this is? I'm too attached to the guide. And the guide isn't that perfect. It was good, but we can get rid of it now, I think. Ooh, no. Where's this line? Okay. I was like, whoa, 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 whoa. But yeah, this is why you will see me. This happened in, let me just explain this. But this is why you will see me do some drawings off stream, right? Like this phase of the drawings off stream, and then I'll come detail them. I did that with Norma, and then I came in and I detailed her on stream. Same with Prika. I did a lot of her drawing in this phase off stream, but it's just unfortunate. Don't worry, that's not perverted. It just looks sus for now. Anyways. But I do want I want Belle to be recorded. I should have started recording this process already, but we're not too far along anyways. I gotta record this separately for a certain type of video. But I don't mind doing the rest of this phase pre-recording. What is this line? And then this goes up here. I may as well clean up some of this since it's so complicated. No, that doesn't actually work. Because she looks like she's pushing her arm forward. Right? So that doesn't work. If she was coming here, she would have to push her arm back, which wouldn't line up with points. And if we did this, it doesn't line up with the joints. So, realistically, if she wants to hit this hand here, her most natural pose is probably to do that. Because you could take this arm, you can break it here, you can go down here. So so it is supposed to be this. Yeah. It's unfortunate that it took me so long to see that. We were definitely sketching up in that arm territory, but after a while I was like, yo, these joints are broken. And they were. They were very broken. I see what it is. It's supposed to look like it's curving back. So we got the wrong colors. I'll show you what I mean. Yeah, that's a little bit better in position. Let's move the silhouette a bit. The silhouette is a little eh. I just want to move this part. Give me a little bit more. I think we can get rid of this. Alright. Alright. And with that said and done, I'll probably do some of this skirt drawing and like some of the outfit drawing. That's what I should have saved for stream. This is when it gets fun and gets a little fast, but we've already been going for 3 hours. We'll probably be here for another one. But I want to shift gears for that last hour, you know. Maybe I'm crazy. Maybe we should just keep gunning it. Belle, I guess, has simpler eyes, where the shadow only really encompasses the top. And she really doesn't even have this. We were getting frisky with this. What she has is a decent amount of curvature to her shadows to really shape the eye. Something like that. I don't even know what this outfit. What's going on with it? Well, we got a tie here. That's an easy part. And this should be floating, so. Other way. What? Oh, I'm not on the line art. Oops. It's not too big of a deal. I'll see where it ends. Alright. Back at it. Back at it. We got way too much stabilization. Need a little bit more freedom. A little bit. A little bit more. A little bit more. Yeah, that feels better. Wait, I thought I was on the line layer. What the heck? What the hey dizzle dizzles? I am not on the line layer. I am not on the line layer. I forgot I invented that 44 layer. This is the line layer. I know that. There we go. That's proper interactions. That's going to be important, you know. She's missing a hook. I think this part's invisible. Covered by the hair, obviously. Oh yeah, starting to come together. Let's keep it going. Oh shit, I'm not going anywhere, am I? I actually think this should have an underpiece of like that. So this is less important. Because it's based off the angle. So we get more of the cylinder shape than you would normally get. That would mean that her arm went back, which it does not look like it did. It looked like it went back. It would have to go up here. And this had to look like it went backwards, like that. Still not a good backwards. But it's better than, we definitely want to see the pinch. Right? We don't want to see it maybe too much, but we definitely want to see the pinch. Actually, no, we want to see it a lot. The shape and form of her body is coming off all types of ways. But we can reshape it here and now. Her thing should be like down here. So what's up with these lines? These lines don't matter. That's the front, that's the side. I'm reading it. Let's reshape it. It's this hip most likely. That's the biggest issue. Throwing all the proportions off. Yeah. Yeah, that motherfucking head was throwing all proportions off. That's why you need to learn your proportions, people. Don't want to run into mistakes like this all the time. And the sad point is, still got to somehow pinch them comfortably while stretching this side, right? Which means now this can come down to where I put it before. And then I had to push it up. Alright, let's see with that. Shape is a little bit off angle. Maybe something like that. It's getting there. It's a little long. Damn. Her torso's long now. Never mind. It has to end up here. I forgot about her upper shoulders. So it does have to end up here. Oh, so her lower groin is too low. Her lower groin is too low because it has to end up here to connect to the shoulders properly. Don't want to break the form, you know. I never said I save you, honey, and I don't. Let's save. We haven't saved all day. But it's getting somewhere. Just almost broke something, you know. Standard. That you keep putting me on. Absolutely nothing. Dude, man, I gotta get to these low key. Let me see something. Follow me. Obviously, that one line is really fucked up and it's like, does not exist. Let's get rid of that now. What happened to the eye? Oh, it must have been a long time ago. Don't worry about it. Trying to get the perfect look, but it's hard. Yeah, it's gonna be a little bit of work. We might have to reshape the body a bit, but that's not gonna be as big of a problem as it used to be. Because it's probably just a sense of this, right? If we were to block it out, or sorry, I got like kind of loud because my music got loud. If we were to block it out, it goes something like this. We'll just erase some of the guidelines as we go. So this comes down here. It actually meets here. Bam. That reads fine. Right? This from here reads fine. And then this goes here. Yeah. And now, if we're lucky, we can get the socks in. If we're lucky, we can get the socks in here. Because we want to split the legs up a bit. Right, that's the idea. But I think the back line is what's really messing with me. And then maybe you know what? I could put the kneecap there. And then the muscle here. And then connect these up here. We'll at least play with the form, but it's getting there. Where's this? We're going to draw this one slightly differently. I'll figure out what exactly what I want to do with this back shot. I just wanted to play with it a little bit. Maybe 1, 2. All right, 1, 2, 3, 4. Yep, no. All right, what should we do now? I'm definitely a little burnt out on Belle. I think she's coming along. She's way better than she was when she was nothing. But do think I'm a little burnt out to take her to where she really needs to go. Maybe I could play with the arm. That's about it because that is bothering me. Watcha. Yeah. Yeah. I think I could play with the arm. And then maybe we might do a little bit of Norma to wind down. Norma's got a little bit of animating to do, so maybe that's what we'll do. Right, very little animating. It should be pretty easily doable. We just want to make the bamboo look like he's moving. The one who's flying. A couple of flaps, 3 different frames. Shouldn't be hard. Alright, this has been a problem. There we go. That's a little bit better. No, this part should be more straight. If you want to add any wrinkles, they'll be there. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Yeah, something's a little off. No, of course it could be partially this. Other way around. Or maybe this is the right way around because it's... Alright, my... There we go, you know. It's been going for a good while. That was a pretty good session. But my device just went out on me. It went for a while. Let me check on my streams. I haven't like made sure they're still live. Yeah, they're still live. That's cool. Ay, ay, ay. think I see it. But I have to really go low. Yeah, something like that. So this one could be more of this shape, right? But perspective-wise, it doesn't make sense. It's taking too long to see the knees. Yeah, wrong thing. It's not too bad though. It's unfortunate that this was like so tough. But I do appreciate learning some new things. So, perspective-wise, this is like way bigger. And naturally, nah. It feels like she's rotating too much. Unfortunate. This is the mindless like stuff that they say you shouldn't do. But it's like stuff that it's not that I like doing it. I feel at peace when I'm just drawing away, discovering things. This is the biggest issue. I don't understand this. Alright. This part's the biggest issue. This leg is way too big. This one almost isn't big enough. I'll leave it there for now. This one obvious. Actually, even this one's a little off. So what are we gonna shift gears for? That's the real question. Something cool. I don't think I have anything cool. I would start a soul leader drawing, but I think it's kind of stupid to try and start a new drawing with like 30 minutes left. Just give it all away. I needed you just now. But we can practice our blocking issues out on Haran. If there's anybody who's going to be a fucking trial to block, it's definitely going to be her. Let's play with her a little bit, and then we'll call it. The issue is, there's so much here. Her scythe is in front of all of this information, so I guess we start with the most forward thing first, and we work our ways backwards. I need you. And obviously it's very soft right now. More than you would like, but it's not that big of a deal. Actually, it's a kind of a big deal now. Open up your heart, I need you here. We don't need to worry about the scythe up here, that's for sure. Ugh. It goes too low. So we're not gonna like super detail her on, but we do want all of her major shapes. Her hair swirls at the edges. And it just barely starts up here. Interesting. So I ran into this again. that's probably the fastest way to draw those type of shapes, right? See? We're learning. That bell practice did something. Now Haran has bangs from there all the way until we'll give it one strand and then the main strand. And then the main strand will get an extra stray strand. And then that'll be about it. The good part about this drawing is that we probably won't have to draw her eyes or her mouth. Because it's that small. Like, not to say she's not going to have eyes, but we don't need to draw her eyes like we normally would, in fact. What colors are we rocking for Ron? Let's grab something from her actual source. Yeah, I'm liking that. As you can see. Eyes done. And we're not drawing the mouth. Yeah. How does Haran's chest work? It looks like it's a V chest. So we actually drew some of that in there already. And that extends all the way to our back. So it's like that. Right. What's this? It's pretty easy. Right. Just a staff for most of this. Up here is where it starts getting some rimming details. This is the stuff I want to get in here. Shorter at the back, longer at the front. From the intersection point, kind of like a hammerhead. Ooh. Ooh. Those are quite some shoes. Wait, where's the pinch? It still takes part of the pinch? Yeah, it does. Ooh. So they're gonna be tougher than I thought. The question is, they come like this. Oh, they're heels, aren't they? They likely are. So we drew this wrong. I have to reposition the foot. I was like, something doesn't look right about that design. There we go. It wasn't a crazy productive day, but my day isn't over. Just the stream, for the most part. All right, can't put that hair there. End up looking like it's part of the trail there. But we can put a hair here. Yeah, that's how it should be. What is on this gear? I'll figure it out later. Alright, seeing something. And that's this, right? Or it's connected to this. This top part is that. The bottom part is right here. And it connects here. I'm gonna have to make this bigger. So it's like this. So, but I'll play with it a little bit. Like the main shape. It is a curved line to some degree. Yeah, I just don't think it's straight. It looks straight, but it's definitely curved. All right. I knew this wasn't gonna look clean or anything. I'm kind of just trying to get basic shape, and I am gonna go in there and clean them up later, which will probably be soon. What's the edge look like? Hmm. Hmm. I don't really want to out of place knuckle, but I'm thinking about it. Yeah, it's too far away. It should be a lot closer. And then our hand is just too big. That's all. That's fixable. Alright. That's where we'll wrap today. It wasn't much, but it was honest work. At least she's looking a little bit cooler in there. But I really want to get her animated after we get some more of her blocking done. Once we get some more of her blocking done, she'll be moving. I'll probably do some of it off stream. Alright, I'm gonna go do more of this bell. You guys will probably skip the trials of the next one, and I'll do that off stream, and then you'll see what it comes. I'll see you on that probably tomorrow, which is probably today, just at another time, naturally.